Hello all. Let us now discuss about the type conversion in Python. Type conversion in Python. So just try to understand from the term type conversion. So we have already discussed about the different data types like integer, float, exactly, string, boolean, right? So what is meant by type conversion? Python supports conversion of one data type into another data type. So this can be done in two ways. One is implicit and another one is explicit. So what is meant by implicit? In implicit, a programmer is not really required, and here the conversion is done by the Python interpreter without any programmer's intervention. So in explicit conversion, it forces an expression to be of a specific data type. So when I say the definition, it may look awkward. It may be a little confusing. But when we do an example, you can definitely understand it better. So let me start with an example now. So here, what did I say? Without programmer's intervention, right? But in explicit, we discussed we forces an expression of specific data type, right? Of specific data type. Okay, fine. So let us now understand it with the help of an example. So first, let us try to understand about implicit conversion, right? In implicit, programmer intervention is not required. So what do we mean by that? Say for example, x is equal to 5, right? X is a variable. 5 is the value assigned to the variable x. So let me write y is equal to 2.5, right? So what I'm doing now, I'm just writing x plus y. So what would be the output now? 7.5. You can see that x is an integer, y is a float. The output is actually a float here, right? So if you want to get that, you can write type. In the previous video we have discussed, right? So when you write type x plus y, you can see that it is a float data type, right? So in case if I write x equal to 2 and y is equal to 5, and then if I write x into y, so you can see that by default, what do we get here? We get it as an integer when both are integers. In case if I make both as float, you can see that the output is also a float here. I have not done anything here. I didn't specify what should be the data type also. By default, it is giving me a float output because one of the input is a float here, right? So let me write another number. Might be I will take 10 and y is equal to 2. So now I want to divide it, right? X divided by y. So what do we generally get the output as 5? It should be an integer. That is how we solve in mathematics. But if you see here, we get the output as float. So do you understand what do I mean by implicit here? Yeah. So the programmer's intervention is not really required. The data type conversion has happened here. It is an integer. Y is also an integer, but the output is a float here, right? So let us now try to understand about explicit conversion. So what do we mean by explicit conversion? Fine. So I'm writing x is equal to 25 and y is equal to Lata, right? So I want to add x and y. Is it possible? You can see an error here, unsupported operand type int and string, because x is an integer and this is a string. So it is not working. So let me write here maybe 5. Again, you can see an error here, integer and string. You can see that this is written inside the inverted comma so that it will consider it as a string only, right? But somehow I want to work on this data. So how can I work on this? I can write like, okay, C is equal to, I want to add x and y. So x plus, instead of writing y, what I'm writing now, I will try to write like int, okay? I'm writing int of y, right? So let me see now, what is the data type of z now? Whether it is working or not, yes, it is working fine. You can see that the output is 30 now. So what I did here, I wanted to change the data type. So for the variable y, I just defined that I wanted it to be integer. So I have written here int so that it is getting converted to exactly, it is getting converted to integer data type. So string data type is changed to integer data type by whom? Yes, it's by me, right? So this is basically called as explicit data type conversion. So I'm just giving an assignment here. So what you're supposed to do, you need to consider the data types like integer, float, also take boolean and string. Only these four are enough. Okay. So you need to tell me, say for example, if you take integer and integer, when you add it, what will you get? What would be the data type of it? That is one question, right? Likewise, you need to do for integer and float, integer and boolean, integer and string. Likewise, float with integer, float with boolean, float with string. So this is how you need to do for all the combinations, and you need to tell me the output and in which cases you are getting the error. And another task is that I could convert this string to integer, right? You should also check whether the integer can be changed to string, whether the integer can be changed to boolean, integer to float. So you should check with all the combinations and let me know whether the conversion is possible or not. So two tasks. One is that when you perform the operations with each of the combination of data types, what would be the data type of the output? Second one, which all data type conversions are possible? So you can write the answers in the comment. Thank you.